Time to welcome a guest.
Who is it, Papi?
Giants receiver Victor Cruz.
Oh, you like this guy. He's one of your favorites. This guy's had a crazy year. He goes from being an undrafted player in 2010 to being the Giants' leading receiver this year. Giants play tonight. Let's learn some more about Victor Cruz. At any point in your football career, did you ever doubt that you'd make it to the league?
There were times, during college when I was going through my ups and downs and things like that. But, the NFL seemed like a long shot. But, I just kept plugging away. I kept, working hard, putting effort forward, understanding where I wanted to be, understanding what my goals were. And I just kept working hard, man, and it got me here.
Did you have a backup plan?
My backup plan was to be a teacher. I majored in African American history, and I wanted to go back to my community, my town in Paterson, New Jersey, and be a role model and a teacher to some kids in my town.
Where'd your touchdown celebration come from?
It started off as a joke with one of the coaches and them saying that, during the time of Latin history, Hispanic Heritage Month, they wanted me to do something for it. If I was, lucky enough to get in the end zone, I should do a salsa dance, being that I'm half Puerto Rican, and it just fits so well. And then I did it that first time against Philly, and then my grandmother saw it, my mother saw it, so now they want me to keep it, and now I have to do it every time.
How Latin are you? What else is Latin about you?
I'm very Latin. I love the Latin food, obviously. My grandmother cooks, the best rice and beans and pork chops you could imagine, and I'm always over there. I speak Spanish fluently, I'm very Latin.
When did you know you were really good at football? What was the first time you knew?
I think it was in Little League when I initially came in. I was playing center, and my dad was one of the coaches, and he begged the head coach, like, put him at running back, please, just give him one carry, I promise, just give him one. And they moved me to fullback, and I got one carry, and I made like 3 guys miss, and I took it for like 67 yards for a touchdown. So I think from that moment on, I knew I was pretty good at football.
You were a center, and Dad had to beg the coach. Dad had to beg the coach to get you a carry.
Exactly, just one carry. And once I got it, I guess I made the best of it.
The number of times that you have seen in your entire career Tom Coughlin laugh.
I'm going to say 3.
Really? You went much higher than I thought you were going to go there. 3?
Yeah.
3? What, can you name them? I think you're exaggerating to protect your coach. 3?
Yep, 3. There was one time I think he made a joke during practice, and this past week he made a joke and he laughed, and I saw him smile. The other 2 were at I think they were at some of his fundraiser dinners where he kind of had to smile a little bit. So
he had to fake it. He had to fake it a little bit because he's raising funds. He's trying to make money. All right, so 2 of those don't count. How about a number of times that you've seen Tom Coughlin's face go a nuclear shade of red? What's that number?
Oh God, that number's got to be over 15. Definitely. When he gets mad, that face turns red, or you're coming off that field and you might have not done the best you could on that specific play. His face is definitely going to be beet red.
You were in a nightclub last week where there were shots fired. Someone was shot. What happened there?
Yeah, it was an unfortunate situation where we were in a nightclub, just having with some friends and family, just having a good time, enjoying my birthday, and an unfortunate situation happened across the other side of the club where a man got gunned down, and it was just a sad day, a sad night, and I feel bad for the I'm praying for the victim's family and things like that, because it was really a bad night.
Were you scared?
Yeah, I was scared. Anytime gunshots go off anywhere in your vicinity, you're ducked down under a table for a period of time, is definitely a scary situation.
Oh, so you heard the shots, you knew what they were, and you immediately, you were hiding from gunfire.
Yeah, most definitely. As soon as I heard the first one, I knew exactly what those were, and I had to, I got down.
So you recognized it immediately. I don't think I would recognize it immediately. How did you recognize it immediately?
Well, growing up in Paterson, New Jersey, which isn't the best neighborhood, the best community to live in as far as violence and gang-related activity and things like that. You know, it wasn't the first time I've heard gunshots. I've heard it, you know, out my window at night. I've heard it. There's been times where I've been in a park, in a neighborhood park, and you know, shootouts occur, and you have to run home and things like that. So it definitely wasn't the first time I heard a gunshot.
What was the most scared that you were in your childhood around a situation like that?
It was definitely the park situation where, you know, I was about maybe 12 years old, 12, 13 years old, playing basketball at a park right around the corner from my home, and I'm just playing, and you kind of look over in the park next to where the court is, and you just see an altercation happen, and you kind of, from a distance, you can see a man pull out a gun and begin to shoot, and you just put that basketball down and start running home. So that was probably one of the scariest moments of my life.
Poppy, my father has a question for you, Victor. Go ahead, Poppy.
Victor, who taught you how to salsa?
That was my abuela, man. She, you know, growing up, she's always had these parties, and she would always just be playing music around the house, and she would grab me and she would teach me how to dance salsa, merengue, all these different, you know, Latin dances, and you know, growing up, you pick those up, and I guess, as you can see, it kind of stuck with me a little bit.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you.
Gracias.
All right, no problem, guys. Thank you.
Dad, Victor says his grandma makes the best rice and beans. What do you say to that?
She's my type of girl. I gotta meet her.
Abuelita.
Abuelita.
They're always better when they're made by Abuelita.